round of the RMR.
And we're going to get started fairly quickly here on Mirage. Obviously, this is going to be picked by benched heroes. I'm interested to see which one of these players is going to be able to prove themselves. Obviously, we're currently looking in for a proper roster here. And starting out on the T side. Nothing too spicy at the moment. Normal sort of split across the players. It's going to be aggression up in towards that mid position. Boosting up in towards window. Mihu. Wonder if he's going to be able to get the first shots off, but it's going to be in connector. 3 players pushing up.
First few shots getting fired here, so that's going to be quite a bit of information given over that, yes, it is a full stack in towards mid, and Illuminar start to push in.
Straight off the bat, it's going to be trades either side. 2 players down. It's not looking so good for them, but, you know, they're going to be able to make some progression back on over towards the B site. 1 player is going to be sticking around, seeing what they can do to try and defend it. But Smooya towards the window room with his teammates. He's got that P250 on hand. Look at the jump around the corner. You know, make a little bit of a tag and it's straight onto Mask's head. Going to be able to dink them. We've got the Julie player going to be pushing in from Market. Bomb is looking to go down, but the first headshot's going to be coming through, but the bomb has been planted. Just some extra money in the bank, but IHG.TOAO is going to be able to make quick work. Making mincemeat out these players. Mihu, last player left standing. He's got a USP and a Dream. 1v2, 1 player going to be coming up behind him. He's going to get a headshot, but not before he's going to be able to flick on and take on both the players at once. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Well, you know, they say 2 guns are better than 1, and for a time there, that did actually work out, but unfortunately not enough to get them any more headway into the round. Now, this is a big round for benched heroes because they win the entire round. You know, we always talk about how in the pistol round, it's really important to at least get a bomb plant, but they go above and beyond. They make sure that they can get the entire round 1. They eliminate all of Illuminar Gaming, which means they have tons of cash coming into this round. Setting up, I see Fear looking to potentially buy into an AWP next round as well, so he's going to go in with a low buy here. But Illuminar, look at this force top.
I appreciate a good force. It's obviously like a little bit of a dangerous game to play, but at the same time, when you're pushed up against the wall, you can have to make some interesting decisions, and these MP9s at close distance can make quick work for them, but it's going to be me who does spot them out. He does get headshot and followed up by Exus. Going to be able to take him down, upgrade him to an AK. There is a Molotov on the floor. Going to be beneficial towards them, so they have equaled up the player count. Coming out of the corner, Terra is going to be able to catch them off guard. Finds 2 for the MP9. They forced into this, and they are just turning the tides here. 2 players left standing. This is detrimental. I mean, benched heroes. Obviously, this is only the 2nd round, but to be losing so many players to a force buy is going to be painful.
And what's really scary is, I mean, TOAO gets so much value on that lurk. And then not only does he get those 2 kills, but somehow it's not clocked that he might still be there. So he's still able to get a 3rd off of that. And why wouldn't he still be there, you know? Bomb was down. He's got to babysit it. Really, really good performance there to just kind of keep benched heroes guessing. I'll be curious to see if we see a little bit more of those lurks coming out, because honestly, there's nothing I love more than a good lurk. So be curious to see how that works out. But yeah, a bit of a rough one for benched heroes as they force down onto just Deagles, having forced into that last round. The hopes and dreams of an AWP on round 3 completely decimated. Looks like Masked's going to be looking to get one into the next round.
It'll take a while to be able to try and build up the cash in the bank on this run. If they can hit a couple of headshots here with the Deagles, it'll be less painful, but this is looking like straight up just the 2-1 situation for Illuminar. And it's not really what most of us, I guess, expected, especially after that fantastic first round from benched heroes. Although it was actually quite close to the line with me having to go in for that 1v2 clutch.
Yeah, I suppose with only Deagles available here, we're not going to expect too much to get done. Maybe try and keep it expensive if possible, but they've already taken so much damage from some of those HEs, and to try and get something done here when they know they're at a huge disadvantage, going to be tough. Hopefully they can maybe get, you know, 1 or 2 picks, grab one of those rifles if they can, save them into the next round. Might work out. For now, they tried to make a little bit of noise over towards B, but it looks like they are going to be heading it over towards A, and it's 100% clocked by Illuminar, who are just going to rinse through, I guess.
Well, I kind of expected a team kill to come out from that one, but didn't quite happen. So Smooya 1v4, easy for the mad lad. If he doesn't pull this off, then I don't know, he should probably be benched. But we'll have to wait and see. He does hit the first headshot, starting it off nice and spicy. Spots Exus over towards the jungle, and he's going to be pushing straight on towards site, onto default, and that is where he's going to lay. kind of expected. Being able to get 2 kills out of that, though, Sam, I think that's pretty good, with all things considered.
I do need to just point out the BM of saying that the team on benched heroes, the player should possibly be benched. That's if you're benched from a team of benched players, you've definitely done something wrong. But he did manage to get 1 kill there, so a little bit of extra cash. Nothing else, nothing much else, of course, because bomb did not get planted. So Illuminar very much in the driving seat here, and yes, that AWP that we were expecting has come out. Masked going to be posting up towards mid here as benched heroes looking to make a rush towards B through apartment.
Oh, fantastic nade there. Axis.
Nobody saw that,
absolutely,
man. Don't worry about it.
absolutely beautiful. Yeah. Well, we have the Glock train looking to come out. So if they can get the bomb plant down, that would be some extra cash in the bank, which would be fantastic. Round loss bonus is still only going to be netting them an extra 2.4k, which, you know, puts them on a solid amount for this following round. And if they can get the bomb on top of that, it would work out brilliantly. But they're going to be going up against Mask and his AWP, and they're just going to be, it's going to be a feeding frenzy, and it's going to be over just like that. They didn't get anywhere close to a bomb site, which kind of expected as we go through to the 5th round.
Well, you know, there's that team kill that we've been kind of expecting in the previous round. Bench heroes now going to be able to buy in again. Of course, economically, things have been a little rough into the lead up. They win the pistol, starts to look good. They lose their force, unable to bonus. They have to go back down onto a full eco. So finally, they're able to buy in. And of course, if they lose this round, sure, they get the full loss streak bonus. But long term, it's just not great. So this is a round that's going to be really pivotal to try and build up some of that economy again.
Good use of utility here. Look at the clean out connector. IHG is going to have to help out his teammates using that incendiary grenade to try and block them off from playing super aggressive. Lots of utility going to be getting used on either side. There's a lurker over towards ramp, or a ramp anyway, on the side of benched heroes. But the first kill is going to be coming in from Fear. Managed to find that connection, but down to 20 HP. That is going to be rather painful moving forward. Onkro has found his way in towards window room, or at least ladder room. Gets the kill, backs off. He did hear a player shooting through the smoke. Excess is going to be able to catch the player off guard. Never mind. The flick from Fear takes his head off, gets the kill. 2 players left standing. Both over towards the B site. One making their way actually over towards the A site through Market. Now through CT. Looking to see if they can find anything here. IHG going to have to do a lot of work here to recover 4 players. Fairly strong position in here from benched heroes. Finally going to be able to take over a site. Get the bomb plant down. If they can survive with all 4 players here, they're you know, strong economy going forward into the next round.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what we were saying they really needed to do, right? Win this round, make sure that they can hold on to their guns, and then go into the next round with a little bit extra cash to play with. Illuminar, however, they're going to be the ones that are going to be struggling a little bit, yeah? Now, of course, having lost this round, they're only going to get the absolute minimum cash. But they should still be all right going into this one, right? That being said, it might just be their last really decent buy if they're not able to win that round. You know, something that's so important that I feel doesn't really get highlighted often enough is how important it is to build that long-term economy, right? So you have to be either winning rounds convincingly or, you know, trying not to go kind of back and forth, because then you're not even building up a loss streak bonus. You're just kind of screwing each other consistently. So hopefully now Illuminar will be able to get another win going. But for both of these 2 teams, this round could be make or break.
Yeah, you don't want to have your economy broken. That'd be rather painful. But up in towards mid, it's a strong showing once again. They're repeating themselves. Could be their downfall, especially against Illuminar, who seem a little bit more organized in certain aspects. But we are just coming into this. 5th round is just finished, so it's probably a little bit too early to call it in yet. Smokes have been used, delaying the antics of benched heroes. They're not able to push up as aggressively as they may well wish. IHG up in towards window room. Keep an eye on things, making sure no one's got any funny business going on. Smoking towards window room. This is where we can see benched heroes come alive, take a little bit more of an aggression. Get some free real estate, but Axis is going to finish off one. Fear is going to be dropping down to Hero. He's going to be peeking in towards mid. He's going to find a second. Fantastic plays here coming in from them, shutting down the aggression from benched heroes, who are now going to have to play a little bit differently. One player going to be coming in from ramp. Smura up in towards mid. He has got the bomb. He is going to get spotted down to 12 HP. Make that 6. And there's 0. Last player left alive. Calyx, his head is found and shut down by Masked.
That like a real case needs to be made here for the fact that Illuminar obviously have been playing together as a team for quite some time. Yes, Benched Heroes, it's a team of professional players that currently aren't on a team, but they haven't necessarily been playing together for all that long. And you don't really get the opportunity to build up much of that much needed synergy. Sure, you've played on pro teams, but your ways of communicating could have been different. The ways of strategizing could have been different. Now you kind of hodgepodge yourselves together, and it's a lot more difficult to get some cohesion going. So Illuminar really seem to kind of be leaning into the fact that they have been together that little bit longer. You can see that in the way that they're taking control of the map every single round, working so perfectly. Open that up with a nice little trade here. We'll see which of them is able to gain control now, as it is even numbers.
Ooh, that was so painful. Ankara almost had that kill, but fell down on the bench, and that's going to cost them dearly. Kill's going to be coming through, but Fear's going to get traded out almost instantaneously, leaving Smooya and Mihu, the last 2 players left, to stand and look to see if they can pull anything out of this round. They've invested so much into this. Smooya pulling out the headshots. He has the bomb in a 1v2. This is possible. He just has to try and find the opening here. Going to go up in towards B apartments. Decides against it. Rotates on through T-spawn towards a ramp. And unfortunately for him, there's going to be a masked individual waiting with the AWP over towards that site. And if he goes to plant the bomb, he is going to get found. The footsteps have been heard. Exodus is going to go in for the rotation. Masked. He's got to zoom in here. And obviously it's important that he can't switch away from this. And Smooya is going to go in for the peak and shut down. The organization here from Illuminar is fairly well done so far.
Yeah, looking to be that little bit more cohesive, as I was saying. And now Benched Hero is going to be in a rough spot, not going to be able to buy in. So I'm expecting kind of just a pretty normal pistol rush. We saw them do it a little bit earlier as well, just to try and kind of get through, get some cash into the next round. But I was kind of touching on this just before, things kicked off in the previous round, but it really does feel like Illuminar have some really good map control for the most part. That being said, with Benched Heroes constantly kind of angling towards mid, Illuminar have been reading into that pretty damn well. They post up quite heavily towards mid, and consistently they're getting results from it. Possibly Benched Heroes got to change things up a bit.
It kind of just makes me have a look at bench shares like, well, they've got a select few ways and sort of tactics of what they want to do, being sort of more of a pug team style, as it were. They were absolutely fantastic players, have to give them that. They just need to potentially come up with something a little bit more fresh. They've got a set of Deagles and a Glock here, Sam. If they can accomplish anything versus Illuminar, I'd be surprised with that kind of lineup. But I'm here for it. If they can pull out some tasty Juandis, I'm all for it.
Much like what we saw a few rounds back, if they can get a couple of kills, pick up some rifles, save them into the next round. They weren't able to do it before, and it looks like they may just get denied from doing it now again, as that first kill of the round is going to go over to Illuminar once again.
Not too surprised, but, well, Mirage is definitely surprised at losing his life there. Smooya is going to be able to help open up the site. Looking to get the bomb down. It's going to be difficult. Mast has got the AWP. Looking to go in for the wallbang. Doesn't quite work out. He has been spotted. Shut down, and it's suddenly a 1v2. How the times have changed. And now Exodus is going to have to try and open up here by himself. There's going to be a play in towards connector 1CT. Mike has given away one of the players. He knows where one of them is. Chucks out a flash. Trying to bait out this player, potentially. He's going to be jumping through the smoke. Hasn't spotted him on the other side of the smoke. Does go for the pre-spray, but the movement is unfortunately dodging them. Dodging those bullets, and Ankara is going to be able to get the kill. And, well, you know what? Love to see it. I said that it was not likely to happen, and I'm glad I can eat my words on that.
And here's the thing about eco rounds, right? So often they turn into being ecoed, as it were, because of a couple of factors. But I think in this one in particular, they try to play slightly differently to how they would normally play when they have guns, right? So they still kind of take that mid presence, but they're kind of keeping Illuminar on their toes a little bit. Illuminar possibly getting a little bit overconfident in that one and losing out some of those very, very important duels. But look at this aggression again, just constantly taking control of that mid area. And despite the fact that Benched aren't pushing that way this time around, they've cleared it out, so they know nothing's in mid, so it can only be one of two places.
Well, Benchers have changed things up, and they've played aggressive over towards the A site this time, straight through the ramp. They've managed to find one kill. They're going to have to find even more access. Who's looking to shut them down. Hero's going to be able to get a kill of his own. Fails to shut down the bomb holder as they manage to jump away. Calyx drops his way through Palace. Gets one kill, but unfortunately for him, it's going to get traded away almost instantaneously. Axis, player who failed to clutch the previous round, is going to have to do a lot of work here. Low HP Anchor is going to be peeking around the corner. AWP in hand, finds one. Looking to find the second one, but Master's there. Holding the angle. Actually playing a little bit more passive than I'd expected, but Reatz is over towards CT. 1v2. This is a lot closer than it should be, and they managed to shut it down, all thanks to that aggressive push they did in the mid, Sam.
It made all the difference in the world, right? Get super early information that there's no one out in mid. Get some information that nothing's happening over towards B. It can only be A. Reinforce the site. And, okay, to be fair, they do lose a few players while it's happening in the cross, waiting for everyone to, you know, arrive on site and lock it down. But having that early information is exactly what they needed to pivot off of, to know exactly this is where Benched is going. So I'm curious to see now how they're going to play out into this round as Benched back onto some... Oh my god, what a shot. Does not get the kill, but that's going to be Smooya getting the heck out of there. And they're heading over towards B this time. We haven't seen a lot of B from them. With Illuminar once again having serious mid control here, this could work out perfectly.
Could work out perfectly, but being tagged is not going to be fantastic. Mirage is going to be shutting them down right off the bat. He started it off tastily over towards ramp, got the headshot to Smooya, moves over towards mid, picks up 2 and also an assist. Now over towards the B site, we've got Mask taking in the shot, misses it. It's going to be Mihu doing a little bit of damage. Reatz up close to personal, shuts down the first player. Now it's going to be Smooya left in a 1v4, and it's just not going to happen. The angle is found, Reatz shuts him down. That's going to be the 7th round on the board for Illuminar. Looking to take advantage and, well, half win so far.
Illuminar doing really great here. I'm kind of surprised that Benched haven't been able to... So they've clearly clocked the heavy mid presence. They know that it's there. No matter where they go, they try and make sure that they've got somebody to press that. But they tend to be kind of dry peeking those angles pretty consistently. And every time they do, Illuminar just kind of rinse through them because it is quite an open area. You can't really expect to just push out and not get punished, particularly when you know that a team is heavily fortifying that area. So a bit of a weird one from Benched Heroes. And unfortunately, it has cost them quite dearly. We're down 7-3 already. Bearing in mind, of course, it is Illuminar's CT side. And this huge buffer is exactly what they want for themselves as we get closer and closer to the half. Now they're going to be bringing up the double AWP setup. And if things weren't terrifying enough with just one, this is going to lock down so much of the map. And if Benched Heroes continue to go with the dry peaks, they're going to get punished.
Yeah, I need to do something slightly different. I mean, I think it's also worth mentioning that this is actually obviously Benched Heroes pick. And to just re-go through the map picks, we obviously have Mirage, which is Benched Heroes map pick, and then we have Dust 2, which is Luna's, and Decider would be Nuke. That would be rather tasty to be able to see, but Benched Heroes, like you said, there's a lot of dry rushing going out on this front from both sides, and unfortunately for Benched Heroes, they keep finding themselves caught off balance. We did see an interesting play where they did play aggressive over towards the A site, but that was countered fantastically by Illuminar into the following round. So there's just fast reactions coming out from the CT side to any of the aggressive pushes from Benched Heroes.
Unsurprising, I think, to see that we're getting this timeout now, given how things have been going for Benched Heroes in the entirety of this half. Really do need to just kind of take a moment to regroup and rethink what their strategy is going to be. They've been very, very readable throughout the course of this first half. So it's time to change things up a little bit. Now, we've got the pistol B rush again. Fairly telegraphed. We'll see if they can make something happen with it this time. Again, it's all just about getting a couple of picks if they can.
Mirage has just been doing fantastic, in honesty. On these first initial peaks or damage, he's been exactly where he needs to be. He's just been floating around like a butterfly, and is exactly what his team needs him to be at the moment. If they can pick up this 8th round, that'd be absolutely beautiful. Benched Heroes, going to be able to find the first one. Calyx takes down that key player on the side of Illuminar. It's a decent start, but... well, I said it before, it's hard to be able to try and convert these fist rounds on over, these eco rounds, and it seems like Benched Heroes have succeeded in doing that once. You know what they say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, and Mask is looking to try and shut that down so he doesn't get made out to look like a fool.
Well, Things starting to look a little bit dicey here for Bench Heroes as they lose yet more players. And only Smooya left alive here. Gets a 1-tap for his troubles. 2, in fact. Can he make it? Oh, didn't spot him out there up on ramp. That's a little unfortunate. I mean, to be fair, they do keep this fairly expensive, right? And I mean, that's pretty big. No, they don't win the round, but at least they get a little bit of cash for the kills. They don't get a bomb plant, unfortunately. They try and damage that economy a little bit, but as we get closer to the halftime, it becomes less important.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, like you said, as we get closer, it's just less and less important. Brilliant, you're doing damage to the economy. How about you hit the players instead?
Yeah.
You know, and Calix did. Him and Smooya both had some really spicy shots with those deagles, and by far one of my favorite guns to watch being shot. To be honest, when it comes down to it, so they now have some weapons on them. Smooya's AFK in spawn. He did have a smoke in his hand. He wasn't actually AFK. I'm just trolling. He was sitting near the bench where he belongs, trying to get that smoke off in towards mid, but he's shut down. Unfortunately for him, that's going to cost him dearly. Mask takes that first shot, gets the kill. Double AWP set up here as well on Illuminar. They're feeling fairly comfortable at the moment on this position. Bomb almost goes down, but Fear does get the kill onto Reatz, finds his feet. It's the kill. Mihu going to be backing him up here. It's going to be 3 of them left alive at the moment, looking to clear out short. They have a restricted amount of utility for this execution. 1 smoke, 2 mollies. It's going to be Exodus from below. He's going to be finding a double kill. The bomb does go down, and that should be the 9th round on the board as Calix falls from Grace.
I'm still just kind of going back to the whole... they're just so telegraphed. Every round, it's the same thing. Illuminar have done so well at reading into it. And I'm a little surprised to see a team as seasoned, well, the team themselves not seasoned, but the players seasoned, haven't been able to come up with a response to that. They even took that time out. Surely they realized, okay, guys, mid is an issue. We've got to deal with it. And they just keep making the same mistakes. Now Illuminar have actually left mid open. So this could be an interesting opportunity for Benched Heroes to possibly pivot off of that.
It's just bait. They're baiting it out right now. And just for you, chat, I'm just going to clear it up. Smooya was not AFK. I was trolling. He was setting up a smoke. So he wasn't AFK, all right? Just to be very clear. But yes, that push through ramp within the first, like, what was it, 20, 30 seconds was hilarious. And it just shows that Illuminar currently have 0 respect for Bench Heroes, which is an interesting way to play. Yeah. But they have now turned it around where they're actually giving Benched Heroes room to breathe, and sometimes the best way of winning is to be able to give your enemies some rope to deal with themselves, and that's exactly what's happened at the moment. They've entered themselves into a funnel. The window room was not shot out, so they have to go one specific direction, and that's exactly what's happened. But they're finding the kills, shutting them down. It's going to be Calix and Fear picking up a double kill, but it's going to be Reatz takes this player down. This is his first shot, but he's going to be able to get double kill in the end. Chucks off a grenade. That should find another kill himself, but not before Exodus comes behind. Gets a kill for himself, but Smooya coming out big, looking to try and get some revenge for the previous one, and now it's going to be 1v1. He knows where this player is. This could be the wallbang through the box if Mars pushes aggressively, but instead doesn't quite spawn that player. Smooya may well have done, but it doesn't matter. He's found. That's the 10th round on the board. Well played from Bench Heroes, but I really like that setup from Illuminar. They fed them straight into a funnel there.
Yeah, you know what? I was putting some hopes and dreams that maybe Benched Heroes would be able to pivot off of the fact that mid was so free and clear. But yeah, as you said, I mean, Illuminar, they've been so good at controlling mid. If they just give it up for free, you've got to think something's up, right? You know when they're like, it's quiet, too quiet? That's literally what was happening in mid there. And unfortunately, Benched Heroes just not fast enough on the draw in more ways than one, because again, it comes down to Smooya. This isn't the first time he's been, the last player left alive, the hopes and dreams that he might be able to clutch it out, and unfortunately not able to. Illuminar have just been incredible, and I must say, there's something to be said about Polish players. Like, you get a Polish super team together and they're going to be devastating. So there you go. They're just going to continue along with that fun stereotype. It's not one of the bad ones, right? It's a good stereotype.
Oh yeah, I mean, some of my favorite CSGO days were the VP Plow days, but let's move on. It's going to be Mihu, one of the Polish players, actually on the opposite side of Illuminar, is going to be starting things off into this 14th round. Picks up the first kill. It's a bit of an aggressive push over towards the B apartments, but it's actually going to be counter to
fake,
that
yeah.
over towards A. Yeah, nice kind of a change of tactics here from Benched Heroes. They didn't fancy getting tunneled in towards that mid position, and this worked out fantastically for them. And now it's going to have to be a retake scenario here for Illuminar. TOAO rather is going to be making his way on over. No bomb plant. There we go, planted in for the pit position. We've got 3 players over towards there, 1 in sandwich, 2 towards Tetris at the moment. Lots of utility being used, trying to push down this counter as much as they can, and it's worked fantastically. Look at this, Sam. They've not managed to get their way back onto site at all, so they're going to have to play the time down, right down to the bone. Ankur is going to be able to get the first kill on towards Reatz. Makes a move to push it towards mid, backs off. He knows that there's going to be players surrounding him. He finds one, look, spins, gets the spray controlled on over towards Mast, shuts them down, looking for another one, but couldn't quite get it, but it's going to be Fear. Clutching in there. Getting the wall bang onto the headshot, and they managed to walk through that one looking fairly pretty.
Anke's like sense of what is going on around him is amazing, given how many smokes are in the way. He doesn't have clear vision, and yet he's still able to get 2 kills while there's a smoke in his face, because he realizes like there's only 2 ways that someone can get into the site from his angle. He spots out where Masket is with the AWP, knows that there's probably not going to be another player coming from that way, so turns around, starts firing into the smoke, gets that second kill. I mean, it's beautiful. This is probably the best setup that we've seen from Benched Heroes so far, and it's all off the back of the one thing they hadn't done up until now, which was a fake.
I do like the aggression from Illuminar and the disrespect, but it does open you up to make mistakes, and that's kind of what happened in this round and the one before as well. But Benched Heroes doing a good job of being able to... Ooh, okay, well, get the bomb planted down. Access from a distance is going to be able to find the kill, but the trade's going to be coming through. Honker almost missing those shots, but going to be able to do a spray transfer. Gets the kill. Trade does come through, though. To move you up with the AWP, but, you know, so is this last play. It's going to be in a 1v3, finds the first kill, but unfortunately for him, switch to the AK, and as the gun lands in his hand, he does go down. So that's going to be the end of the first half.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit surprising, I think, to see Benched Heroes struggling that much. A 5-10 half isn't terrible. And given that they're going to be heading in onto their own CT side, there's definitely a chance here for them to start bringing it back. But they have looked very uncoordinated. Their best rounds were those last 2, right? The second to last round, where they do the fake over towards B and then actually push over onto the A site. Beautiful. Really get into Illuminar's heads there. And then on the very last round, they just go in very, very aggressively. But we see a lot more of that util usage. I mean, one of the big criticisms I had a little bit earlier on were, you know, some of those dry peaks where they were just kind of pushing out without any smokes and getting shut down in mid. We don't really see that happening that time around. They use a lot of those mollies to clear out some of the space, some of the smokes to deny sightlines, and it works out really well for them. This is kind of the Benched Heroes that we maybe been expecting to see, given the caliber of player. And we have to see now, are they actually going to be able to keep up with that?
It's a big pace to try and take on. Benched Heroes now going to be on the defensive side, see if they've got it in them to be able to defend the A side from the barrage. That is Illuminar gaming 10 rounds on the board. They have got a quite favorable position. Damage going to be coming out, but it's going to be Calyx with the first kill, and Access going to be falling fairly fast. He's not careful. There we go. Another double kill from Mihu. Absolutely fantastic control to USP, but the trade's going to be coming out left, right, and center. But it's going to be Calyx looking to find this final kill, but can't quite work out. Instead, it's going to be Fear picking him up with the USP. Decent round here from Benched Heroes. It was looking a little bit dicey, though, Sam.
Yeah, I mean, at least we do see a bomb plant come through, so that's always a positive for the terrorists. We'll see if with the little bit of cash that they have been able to get up for themselves, kind of what kind of a buy they might be leaning into here. But this was really important for Benched Heroes. You know, we talk about how it is a lot slower to build up the economy if you're on CT side, so to win that first round and win it quite handedly, forcing up quite heavily here, looking to definitely make a bit of a statement. No defuse kits, but probably not really expecting to need one, as of course Illuminar Gaming only have 3 deagles to really pack a punch with. It's not a hell of a lot.
Decent looking start here from Benched Heroes. Gets a little bit tagged up, but it's not going to be too much of an issue for them. And imagine Reatz does find a 1, but still hasn't got his money's worth from that deagle, unfortunately. A little bit of economy lost on the side of Benched Heroes. Going into the second round, they've obviously gone full YOLO in regards to purchase. They've all got M4A1, so that's going to be on a little bit lower on cash going forward. But I think that's fine. It's a decent investment. If they can try and claw back up to an equal grounds here, Sam, on 10-10, I think they'll be happy.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be too difficult. Let's see, Ken Smith. Yeah, yep, there you go. I was kind of hoping maybe we'd see one more kill come out for Illuminar, but unfortunately not to be. As Bench Heroes will get themselves their second round in this half. Now, this is going to be a pretty important one because, of course, Illuminar are able to buy up quite heavily here. They're even investing into the AWP as well. So they want to make sure that they've got a ton more of that firepower. But Bench Heroes have actually been kind of replicating what Illuminar had been doing previously. Taking a lot of that early mid control, getting quite aggressive and in Illuminar's faces. The question is, are they going to continue to do that? Obviously, in the previous round, it was an anti-eco, so they knew they could. But now, you know, you don't want to take too many unnecessary risks as Illuminar start taking a pretty aggressive push out towards B. Smooya. Oh.
Well, straight away, going to be weakening the hold over towards the B site, and this could be an interesting opportunity for them to fake this out. They have got presence in towards mid. If Mask can find a kill onto Ankara, that'd be absolutely beautiful, shutting them down onto that presence. TOAO going to be looking to smoke off the market position. Flash going to be going out as well, but it's all bait. They turn and they run. Two players actually going to be returning back over towards apartments. I think they were trying to decide on, okay, we might actually have a lurker coming up behind us. Let's not get shot in the back. So they have slowed it down. They use the utility, Sam. So straight away, they're weakening their ability to do multiple attempts here if they fail the first one. So they have to do something here.
They've also baited out a lot of Benched Heroes utility, though. Like, there's so little left here. They've got some flashes, which could be super impactful for just trying to hold the line. But Illuminar themselves, while they're struggling a little bit there, it's kind of equal footing.
More utility going to be going out. Decent usage of it. It's going to be a double flash from Axis. It's all going to be bait. They're going to be going up in towards this mid-window position. They're going to get found. The first kill comes out, but Unkrew, he doesn't expect the second player who comes out. Finds the headshot. It's now going to be two players over towards the A site to try and defend this. There's also one going to be on short. Gets in the damage, but not the kills. Mariah's going to be able to find Calix, and over towards the CT side, it's going to be me who finds 3 before going down. Exus, you've got 10 seconds. Make that 8. You have to pick up the bomb and go in for the plant. Unfortunately, he decides in for the CT plant. Can hear the footsteps potentially. Fear peeks around the corner, gets the kill, clutches it. 11th round on the board, Sam.
Sure, I guess. I mean, a bit of a weird one for Illuminar to kind of flub so badly. They make a really solid fake. They start moving over towards the A site. Looking really good for them. But here's where communication becomes a key factor. The fact that there are 3 kills that come through from this ramp side and no one is able to return it, that speaks volumes for what the communication must be like at the moment in the Illuminar camp. For them to have just not realized, no one turns around, nobody figures it out until, you know, by that point, Bench Heroes have already given themselves a numbers advantage. Illuminar in a little bit of a shambles here as they have yet to pick up a single round on their T side. And this is really funny to me because we saw this happen twice yesterday. And I'm really, really surprised to see that it's happening again. This could be a new trend.
Well, Smoothie a little bit too slow on the draw. Does manage to find 1 kill, but that's a big cost to lose that player at that point in time. Lots of information was gathered, but unfortunately it's now outdated. They have returned and backed off from that position. Looking to reset on this. Losing Mast is going to be a bit painful for them, but they can make do on this front. But Bench Heroes, solid start. Smooya, a little bit of a close one there for him. Being able to find that 1 kill is decent, but not really going to be doing them any favors as they have to now defend a site at a disadvantage. But they have got a player going in for a flank. First head-to-head is now going on. Calix is going to be on the dead of sight. Peeks up on towards Tetris, finds 1 kill, looking to find another one, but instead, that's gone a little bit slower. And TOAO is just going to completely ignore this information. Unfortunately, they didn't have all the full picture, and Ankara is going to be coming up behind them, and Benched Heroes are just dunking on Illuminar.
Just a little bit. And there's a thing about when you're in like a slightly more puggy style. You know, your T side tends to go a little bit better than your CT side. So it's really surprising to me to see that they've managed to get themselves a little bit more coordinated here. Yes, okay, CT-sided map herder, but they're still looking clean. Like, it doesn't feel like they're leaning on something as silly as CT-sided map. They're actually looking far more coordinated than what we'd seen in the first half. So really nice to see that coming through here. Now Illuminar gonna change things up a little bit, potentially. We've seen them do the B fake and then head over towards A before. But it is with, you know, just a pistol round this time around, so it could just be a little bit of a rush.
That Mac 10 could do a lot of work, but down to 10 HP. That is going to be painful. It's going to be Morales with the headshot, with the deagle. Now they're going to be able to get the bomb down, reset for a couple of moments here, pick up a weapon, M4 in hand. Smooth looking to get some shots in, but unfortunately Morales is just proven too efficient here with the deagle. Reatz is going to be pushing up close and personal, finds the head onto Anka after hitting the body a couple of times, peeks on over towards the market entrance, but unfortunately is going to get found. This play over towards bench is going to be key, but TOAO double taps with the tech 9, finds the kill. One player left. Calix, hero of the previous round, is unfortunately going to be in a difficult position. Retaking B in this scenario is just super hard, especially with Mirage picking up a 3K. Ooh, clean headshots with the deagle.
That was a weird attempt at a hold from benched heroes. Like, they'd been looking so good, and I was literally just talking about how solid they were looking, and then they just have, like, this odd hold that doesn't seem, what's the word, reinforced, right? Like, we see, you know, an HE come out, and it does quite a bit of early chip damage, but then, like, all of their players just kind of scatter a little bit, and there seems to be very little focus. Ooh, that smoke spray. That could have been absolutely deadly. Almost as deadly as that.
That's interesting. I mean, bench heroes gave up that angle fairly quickly. I mean, obviously the smoke went out, but some more could potentially have happened. I think that's actually a one-way created on the left side. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to have another close look at it. Never mind. That was actually a good smoke from Illuminar, shutting them down. But one player down on their side on the bench heroes is not going to be ideal. But Calix is here, ready to shine. Never mind. I spoke too soon. Exodus shuts him down. Aronka, fantastic play. He's going to be able to pick up 2 for himself. Absolutely beautiful, but unfortunately for him, he's going to get burnt alive if he's not careful. Smoke does go down to avoid that damage. 2 players left alive on Illuminar. They have got the bomb down. If they can chime in these 2 rounds back to back, that would be absolutely beautiful for them, and they need it because they've only got 1 round so far on this half. They're struggling on the T side a little bit. Now Fear is going to be peeking in. It's going to be Mars finding 1 kill, flicking on over. It's going to be Exodus with the AWP, but Mihu's grenade is going to be shutting him down. Unfortunately, caught out with the flash in his hand. He's going to get dropped by Mars, who is definitely proven himself in this lineup.
I was a little worried we were going to go from, like, E-code to E-code. But no, Illuminar do manage to come out on top of that one. It's very costly, though. It was very, very close. You know, we spoke about it, that long-term economy. Both teams really struggling to build up to anything here. And now benched heroes back down onto pistols. Only really the 2 deagles to pack a punch. And Illuminar sitting pretty and getting closer and closer to that match point scenario. Of course, if they win this round, then benched heroes will have a bit of a loss streak bonus to fall back on, thankfully. But if they win the succeeding round, you know what? Never mind. It's chaos.
Well, some team damage on over to Calix from Fear, but honestly, it's going to kind of happen. Those scenarios, hang on, Onka. That's a lot of damage. That's a huge amount of economical damage, but there's a big bank on Illuminar, so I will give them that. But yeah, as you said, the round loss bonus is going to be working in bench heroes' favor. Yeah.
So what I was going to be saying, so now if Illuminar win this round, bench heroes are in trouble because obviously they're full forcing into this as much as humanly possible. And if this round is lost, then we're on 14 points. Benched are back on an eco, which means Illuminar probably win the next, and then we're on match points. So this is a really important round for benched heroes. They have to come out on top of this one.
They did decent, being able to pick off 3 plays in that previous round, so that's an extra $300 in most of their pockets, if I'm right in saying. Mihu does chime in, gets the first kill onto Morales. Mirage is such a solid player as well. I honestly, I'm surprised they're in their last chance ditch effort of being able to make it through the RMR, because they have some amazing players inside Illuminar. So it's bench heroes, obviously Mihu, an absolute beast, being on some notable teams in the past as well. We start this round off fairly spicy. It's going to be a kill, and then they're going to quiet it down. Rotation over towards the B site, straight into Fear's hands, and Mihu may well be able to distract them with his position and allow them to walk straight out into the gun of fear. He's going to be backing up, playing a little bit more passive at the moment. Access, Reatz, looking to push out. They're going to be walking straight into his gun. As I said, he finds a double kill. Look at it for the third. He does. Gets the bomb dropped, and this could be the losing point for Illuminar. They're swinging around here for Benched Heroes as they look to pick up their 10th round. The last player left alive is Mast, and he's nowhere to be seen.
Rough one for Illuminar. Off the back of like back-to-back round wins to just get absolutely deleted. A much better B-side hold here from Benched Heroes. I think that they were kind of expecting Illuminar to lean in that direction this round, and they do a much better job of kind of holding that down, using the smokes to their favor. Okay, the HE that came out didn't do terribly much damage, but it does buy them a little bit of time, buy them a little bit of space. And then, of course, Fear's just beautiful stuff they're holding up in that corridor area. Now, of course, they don't want to let him keep the AWP. Oh, they're hunting him. That's dangerous. With all 5 players just around the corner. Yeah, even if they lose one, it's not even the end of the world if they can just take away the AWP. Oh, that is rough. We said this was
killed
around...
him after time as well.
Oh, that's even worse. Well, there you go. We said they needed to win that round for the sake of their economy. They have done so. So at least coming into this one, they're going to be a little bit more comfortable. And of course, we're going to have another pause coming through here because Illuminar starting to stress a little bit. Managed to pick up 3 rounds so far on their T side, but they've conceded 5. Looking a bit rough here.
It's definitely super painful here for Illuminar. They, they were looking really strong here on the CT side. They had a strong position being able to try and counter Benched Heroes and any of their kind of, wacky, just play full-on aggressive positions down mid and such. But now it's on the reverse foot. They're pretty much having the same issue as Benched Heroes were having on their T side. So this could definitely still go to Illuminar, but I could also obviously see Benched Heroes doing fantastic because they have the economy starting to build up at the moment. They've got the guns, but these eco rounds could always go either way or partial buys.
Back in, tactics deliberated. Illuminar looking to make a rush through Palace. And A is relatively unguarded, so if there's a place to make a play, this should be it. There's only one player looking for that early information, so... Oh, there we go. Now the rush is coming in.
Well, here goes the full aggression. Axis is going to be looking to push in towards Connector, but he has been heard. The shot's coming through. He does get taken down, but the smokes are able to go through. Flashes as well. They're going to be pushing through in towards jungle. They do get the kills. They lose one in the process, but the bomb has been planted. AK has been picked up. Peeks in on... Gets a kill, but unfortunately does go down. Mihu left alive. The AWP in the hands of Teo. Managed to hit some shots furiously, but Calyx over towards CT. Leg shot does come through. You need to switch on over towards the pistol, but he has no idea on this front. Mihu's going to be pushing aggressive. He knows this player is right here. The shot's missed. The player falls down. Now it's going to be a 1 versus 2, but never mind. Not one for the ages. The kill comes out, and they're going to be able to defuse and pick up the 11th round on the board.
Not bad for an eco, I'll be honest. Getting 3 kills for yourself, getting bombed down, not bad at all. They're going to have some cash here still into this one. Benched Heroes, of course, suffer a little bit in that one, losing so many players. But thankfully, they've managed to build up a lot of cash for themselves. So they're not terribly concerned with having lost that previous round. And yeah, only a 2-round deficit now. We were at 5 rounds at the half. Benched Heroes had a little bit of a runaway start to this half. But Illuminar have been doing really well to start bringing it back in their favor. Just not quite strong enough as all of this util starts to come out in mid. The battle for mid control has begun.
It's utility used right off the bat, which is good for Illuminar. If they can try and bait out as much utility from bench as they can, potentially allow for a greater push. And they've kind of held off on the W key, which seems to be the only key that both teams have known on the T side. And you know what? I can't blame them. I'm pretty much the same because I'm a trash player. So, I can't do nearly as well as these teams do. Molly going out, unfortunately, falls a little bit short. You can't afford to be making those kind of mistakes. That's going to be cutting off Teo from being able to make any kind of possession push there for another 13 seconds or so. A little bit of a slow round.
Probably one of the slowest we've had, to be honest. Again, we saw the battle for mid control. It did not go in anyone's favor, but it did kind of force benched heroes out of that space. So now Illuminar have control of it. And they can potentially try to press in with that. Looks like that is what they're going to be doing as Bomb starts making its way over towards the A site, which again, relatively unguarded. See if they can actually make their way in, as it seems Palace is being spied still.
Yes, they're going to go in for a bit of a split push here. 2 through Connector, 2 through Palace. It's going to be super important for the Connector players to be able to find the first entrance, and Smooya misses his shot. The information is there. Calyx in a key position. He does find one, but tagged heavily. Drop-down player is going to take him through. And now on the count, 8 seconds left. The bomb has to go down right this moment on towards that position, but he has been spotted, and they're not going to be able to get the bomb plant down. It is going to be down to the last wire here, but Fear stays alive, and Nexus rather is going to have to back off. That was infuriating. They left it a little bit too long.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, I like that they try and take a little bit more time with that one, try and bait out a little bit more of that util, try and gain some of that information before they actually push in. But yeah, they take too long. And yes, they do actually manage to kind of push Smooya off of his angle. You know, Smooya missing that shot is actually quite big. They're able to get control of the site, but because they don't have enough time left, they can't actually do anything with the site once they have it. Now they're going to be relying on the one hero rifle to try and get them through as benched heroes, staring down the barrel of finally evening out the scoreline for themselves.
I mean, Nexus should definitely have heard that player coming right there and being able to get a kill, but it doesn't matter. Morales is going to be pushing on. The Take 9 is such a beast of a gun at times. Mihu does find the kill, but down to 4 HP. As one of the players gone, and one very low, but Smooya from short has got the M4. And it's just an absolutely beautiful weapon when used appropriately, but Hero's going to be the last one left alive now. It's going to get found by Onka, who was up in towards apartments, and that's going to be another round on the board. And it's going to be the equalizer, the first time we've seen them on equal rounds, if I'm right in saying.
Well, second time, because we saw benched heroes win the pistol, and then Illuminar came through and won the second round. So, you know, it was 1-1,
yeah.
and never again since then until now. It's taken us a long time to get back to this point. But this is a lot closer than I would have expected. And again, you know, harkening back to what we saw yesterday with some of those games, you know, you have these runaway CT sides. T side is absolutely abysmal. Swap sides, enemy team CT is just as strong. That's how Astralis managed to get themselves through, get their revenge on Los Cogitos. So a little bit weird that this is becoming a bit of a trend here in the RMR. But now teams on equal score lines, on equal footing in terms of what weaponry they have available to them. And with Illuminar leaning towards B, and B being like pretty unguarded. Like benched heroes have put a lot of effort into that mid site here. Maybe it's also a little bit of a ploy like we saw earlier, but B side could just be the play.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be a lot of bait from Illuminar in towards that mid position to try and maintain that, because in a couple of moments, benched heroes are going to rotate out of this position, I'd imagine, especially with this aggressive going to be coming through. It's going to be Onka. Gets the first kill into Axis, and this is going to be rather disappointing, but 3 players over towards the B site. They haven't fully been baited into this, as another player does come out, gets a little bit of damage, but they do know that it's not a full commit, and so they have waited. Mihu with the M4A1 finds one, looking in for the second one, he gets it, the wall bang for the last shot, over towards the A site. It's going to be Calyx, finds the final kill, shuts them down, and it's going to be Bench Heroes taking the lead, finally, with the 14th round on the board.
I like the idea behind that. Try and sell a fake over on the A side, try and pull a rotation, and then, you know, go for the plant. But benched heroes not buying what you're selling. Doing a really good, solid job there, and holding a pretty solid angle as well. Onkia, as soon as anyone tries to push through from that entrance, from that jail side, gonna be able to mow them down. So it works out perfectly for benched heroes. And given his position, if he does need to rotate, he's close enough that he's not deep B site. He's really close to the actual connector. So he could just turn around and hightail it. So benched heroes play that very, very well. We are now staring down the barrel of match point. Illuminar's economy is relatively busted. If they lose this round, it's going to be rough either way. They kind of need to somehow make something happen here. With, again, kind of that hero AK coming out to try and do that little bit of extra work. But benched heroes have done a really good job shutting down the map and just disallowing any sort of movement, right? Illuminar have still found some shining lights of success. But for the most part, this has just been the benched heroes show.
Well, it was that pick So that's kind of what I wanted to see out of this run. We have got Dust 2 coming up next. And obviously this is one of the final opportunities for these teams to make it through to the major, but to the RMR. Well, let's see what they're going to be able to do here. It's going to be Calix looking to try and defend this site. The grenade off chance gets a kill. 2 players going to be lost though on the side of Bench Heroes, and now Tiro looking to go for this peek, and he finds it perfect in tandem with the flash from Reatz. Now they have site control. 2 players left over. The bomb is still stuck over towards that ramp position. Smooya gets that kill, plays patiently, and is going to be able to benefit from his patience. But the kill does come through, and it's going to be Smooya left in a 1v2. This has happened multiple times. They know where this player is as well, or at least whereabouts. Molotov does go off over towards a fire position, or Ninja. Reatz with the Deagle, looking to opt in for that, trying to stay out of any sort of wall bangable positions. Does switch on over, goes for the headshot, makes quick work of Smooya, and that's going to be the equalizer. 14-14, and Illuminar shuts down Bench Heroes' defenses.
Another anti-eco that does not go the way that Bench Heroes would have expected. And this is a common problem in these kind of attack FPS games, where a team will have that huge advantage, and very often they start to feel a little overconfident. They're thinking to themselves, you know, we have a huge advantage here. We're not too stressed out. We should be able to come out of this one cleanly. The team that's on the eco very often will start doing some unexpected things, you know, maybe holding W a little bit more, maybe holding some odd angles, and the team that's on the anti-eco doesn't know what to expect. And so unfortunately, that's Benched Heroes getting ecoed again. We're staring down the barrel of match point. I suppose that's still true.
Going to be a train off there. 1 player on each side. Ronco is a fantastic player, so having him alive is great, but it's going to be Smooya shot in the back as that smoke unfortunately does not defend you from bullets. Mihu over towards short. Does find 1, but trade right on out from Mirage. 3 players on the side of Illuminar looking to take on the A site. Fairly unchallenged now. 2 players going to be coming in from 1 from mid, 1 from short. Smoke goes out. Tio is going to be going in for the plant, trying to plant a little bit safely here. Also over towards that ramp position. Ronco tries to go through, misses the doorway a little bit there. Does find 1 kill. It's going to be Mars going down, flicks on down. Might be able to find that player, but unfortunately runs out of bullets. Tio going to be playing aggressive, makes quick work of the player. They want to secure this 15th round. 2 of them left, and they have every advantage on that side. Fear gonna have to work his arse off here to make it work. He peeks on out. Shot is missed from Morales. AWP not gonna be quite his tool today, and the defuse could come through. Never mind, he's just baiting them out, and now he can hold it. He can just go in for the bait. Pros don't fake.
No way. No, the smoke clears. He doesn't have time. Oh, that's heartbreaking. If the smoke hadn't gone down, he might even have been able to stick that. Even though the swing came out, there was at least a chance. And unfortunately, he has to get off the bomb to get the last kill. And that's the round going over to Illuminar. Really well played. They're so good at playing out the time. And now they're on match point. And it's Benched Heroes who are on an awkward buy. Yes, they have an AWP in their hands and a smattering of utility, but 3 Deagles is not the position you want to be in when you find yourselves on match point. Sure, there is the possibility here to eco them. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time in this match, but Illuminar very possibly could be going away with Benched Heroes map pick.
Or we just have like 10 overtimes. Something like that could always happen, but I've now just cursed it. First shot comes out. That's going to do a little bit of damage, but not the kill they needed. Hero's going to be able to find a kill on the Onka. One of the key players, actually potentially the key player on Benched Heroes. Never mind, it's going to be Smooya going down. Calix as well. That overtime I joked about, it's not going to happen, mate. Yeah. Mihu does find 1, but unfortunately with the deal, you're going to have to do a lot more than that to be able to get these kills, but he has a grenade in hand. I called him out. He does exactly what he needs to. Gets another one, but 2 versus 3, and it's going to be from behind. Fear coming through. He has been spotted. Gets a headshot, but it's not enough. He goes down. 3 HP in the dream. Mihu, unfortunately, goes through, and that is going to be a GG. Well played. Illuminar taking the first map off the hands of Benched Heroes, which, you know, it was Benched Heroes' pick. Unfortunately, they weren't able to play to the best of their abilities there, Sam.
Yeah, I mean, this doesn't really bode well for the rest of this series. Bearing in mind, this is a best of 3 because this is an elimination match. Winner here will secure themselves a spot in the closed qualifier for the RMR. So this losing your map pick is not great, but I will just say something about the map pool